Welcome to River Tales. River Tales is a 30-minute program that will introduce you to fascinating people, take you to interesting places, and inform you on events in your local community. River Tales is brought to you by Southeast Health.
On this edition of River Tales, every month, one Saturday morning is set aside for kids with special needs to attend a movie at Warenberg Theaters. The Beggs Family Farm is more than a cornfield maze. Add pumpkins, games, and animals, and you'll see it's a family attraction. Local bowling enthusiasts have banded together to help raise money for breast cancer awareness. The local Humane Society is always looking for good homes for their lovable pets. And we'll visit Yellowstone National Park through the eyes of a Southeast Missouri State foreign exchange student. Stay tuned to River Tales.
Southeast Health. From when you're first expecting to those unexpected accidents, and from fighting illness to staying well. Throughout your life and throughout generations, we'll be here when you need us and where you need us. Southeast Health. The difference is how you're treated. Join us online. The meaning of neurosurgery. Precision surgery performed on the brain, spinal cord, or nervous system. But what does it mean to you? When you're a patient at Southeast Health, it means you'll receive expert neurosurgical care that is confident, compassionate, and proven. Our experienced neurosurgeons and pain management specialists work together to relieve your neck and back pain and improve your quality of life. Southeast Health. The difference is how you're treated.
Warenberg Theater's 14 Cine in Cape Girardeau hosts Sensory Saturday once a month for families with special needs children. The auditorium has the lights up, the sound turned down, and the audience can move about in a safe and accepting environment.
In February of 2010, we actually started our first show of Sensory Saturday. We have them every third weekend of every month now. It's on Saturday at 10 a.m. Through those programs, we're able to leave the lights fully lit so it's not so dark that it scares the children. The house lights, they're halfway down. The volume is left at a normal level. We turn it down. When the movie starts, we actually turn it off, and we get it to the right level to where the people in the auditorium can enjoy the movie without having it to be scary or overbearing because of any disability that they have.
Sensory Saturday was something that I had heard of in Columbia, Missouri that was going on, and I thought would be interesting for kids and families in this area. I talked to a lot of families, and we do community outings, and one of the concerns was that they'd like to take their kids to the movie, but they weren't able to, or they were nervous, they were scared, what would happen. And so when I saw the Sensory Saturday, I thought that would be a great opportunity to have down here.
Leanne Hopper, autism professional, asked me to help her start a Sensory Saturday movie, talking to Kevin Dillon, the manager here at Westport Cine. And from there we started it up.
Mike already had a team of people, families that he had email addresses for, and they had talked about the movie, whether they would want to show movies for the families. With this program, the family can come out, they can enjoy it, the kids, the adults can make noise, get up, walk around, move around as much as they want to.
Sensory Saturday has grown. the number of families that participate has only increased, and the theater has done a great job picking movies that really attract a high number of people. We not only have individuals with autism coming to these Sensory Saturday events, but we have families with all sorts of disabilities and kids that, again, would typically not have this experience if it weren't for Wehrenberg Theaters and the folks who initiated that.
I had hesitated to take Emma to the movies, to regular shows, but because of her behavior, we were afraid we would have to leave or that she would disturb other people in the movie. So we love the freedom of Sensory Saturday, the tolerance if she does get up and dance or sing or those kind of things. That's welcome and that it's okay and we can stay and watch the movie.
The Missouri Senate actually gave us a proclamation because of the Sensory Saturday, which was a very nice gesture, just to recognize us for participating and providing some type of service here to where the families can actually bring their children or bring anybody with autism or other disabilities to the movies, which normally they may not have been able to do. But with this program, the Senate recognized us, gave us the proclamation, which was a very nice gesture from them, and we very appreciated it very much.
Beggs Family Farm of Sikeston, Missouri has been in the farming business since 1895, but recently added some family-friendly activities to this working farm. A cornfield maze, a wagon ride, petting zoo, pumpkin picking, and an assortment of homemade food for sale.
The farm opened in the year 2000 for our agritourism entertainment, this side of the farm. We actually go back 4 generations of farming here since 1895. The farm was started by me and my wife in the year 2000 to start bringing school kids and visitors out here for the agritourism part. The first year that we opened, we actually just did the pumpkin patch. We didn't know about the maze. We started going to conferences and seeing people across the country doing agritourism and realized that the maze was a big part of it. It was kind of, like we say, the roller coaster of the park. So it was the big draw, the big attraction to help get us started. So we actually started it in 2001. The maze is very similar just to raising a field of corn, except that we spend the expense of actually putting the picture out into the maze. The games that we put out in the maze cost a little more, but it's very typical to that. So every year we have new upkeep because the maze changes every year. To help create the maze, we use the Maze Company, which is a Utah-based corn maze company. They're probably the largest one in the world, not just the country. And they help about 300 different farmers across the country create their mazes. The designs for the maze, every year we try to go back. Some of it is historic, some of it is relevant to the area. Some of it's about a message that we're trying. This year it's farmers feeding the world, and we're trying to reconnect people that the grocery store is not where the food comes from, it's from the farmer. It just ends up at the grocery store. The steps that we take to make sure the maze turns out right, when we actually go out to put the picture, because the picture's what really makes the maze, we use a system that actually helps us know exactly where the paths need to be to make it. And then we hope on Mother Nature to help us with the creation of the corn itself, which makes the picture. Some years Mother Nature helps us, some years it doesn't. This year it didn't help us tremendously. To check to see if the maze is correct, we actually take the picture that we have designed on a computer, and once the maze is out there, we actually go back through it, just as you use a road map to find your way from Cape Girardeau to Sikeston if you didn't know the area. We use that picture to go back and check, and then we can tell if the maze is put in the field correctly or not. The average number of people who are coming every year is right around 22 to 23,000 right now. Activities that we have besides the corn maze, anymore it's getting so numerous I know I'll forget, but we try to have, we have another maze, our Minor Max maze, which is a very complicated maze. We have our pig race show, our jumping pillow, our pedal carts, our rover racers, of course all the farm animals. We even have a bee barn that has a real working beehive on the farm. We have a paintball shootout. Of course, you go to pick pumpkins. I know I'm forgetting some, but there's several activities. A family can spend 4, 5, 6 hours here easily to do all of the activities. Do I enjoy doing this? Yeah, actually, my wife says that I have people withdrawals. On November 1st, when there's back to 2 or 3 of us on the farm, it gets really lonely out here. And she says I go through a people withdrawal. It's really fun, it's hard work. There's nothing easy about it. We work long hours just like we do when we're farming. But there's a difference, you know, when you're having people come out and the little kids are, you know, having fun, running and laughing, you know, so that's what makes it really enjoyable. How much longer are we going to do the maze? We're pretty much in it for the long haul now. We have so much infrastructure that we have, you know, all the buildings. I was counting yesterday, I have 12 buildings that I've built just to do the corn maze. So now we're stuck in it. We'll be doing it hopefully for generations to come.
Southeast Health. Diagnosis. Treatment. Rehabilitation. Prevention. A system of care. Here when you need us and where you need us. Southeast Health. The difference is how you're treated. Join us online.
When I found out I had cancer, I was scared, not only for my own life, but for what would happen to my family.
The staff at Southeast became family and friends to me and to David and to our children.
They're heroes that no one sees unless you're there. You almost feel the warmth wrap around you when you walk in. To me, my family is the most important thing, and the fact that the Southeast Cancer Center treated me like family and treated my family like their own made all the difference.
The United States Bowling Congress hosted a Bowl for the Cure event at West Park Lanes. The event is the yearly fundraiser and breast cancer awareness initiative to support the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Leaders and participants have hopes that the Bowl for the Cure event will help to strike out breast cancer.
I was diagnosed 3 years ago in September with breast cancer, and I had received a notice in the mail stating that I needed to come in for a mammogram. So I went back like a couple weeks later and had the second mammogram, and that's when they said we're seeing some little calcifications, and that is a sign of breast cancer. I'm hoping that everyone will get a mammogram and they have the success that I do. I'm doing wonderful. I will be hitting 70 in December. I bowl every Monday. I play golf. I take care of my great-grandchildren. I have one and another one on the way, and I think I'm pretty good.
I was diagnosed at the age of 36, stage 2, triple negative breast cancer, which is a fairly common breast cancer. And it's one of the ones that has the highest curable rate. So I found my lump. One day it wasn't there, the next day it was. And as curious as I was, I went and got it checked out. I don't think I took the time emotionally or mentally to accept everything. I went straight from finding out to surgery, chemo, and then all the mental state of everything happened. I mean, you've got to have a support system. I had a 10-year-old son to take care of. We tried to keep it from him. He was finished up his 5th grade year, and you know, I was diagnosed in April, so he had another month of school left to go. And I was trying to keep it from him, and finally he came to me and one Saturday morning and says, "What's going on? You've got secret phone calls, you've got doctor's appointments in St. Louis." And I finally had to tell him, and he never once asked me if I was dying. He just said, "We're just going to kick its butt." So it has a different meaning. Before, I mean, I always knew it was existing, and always knew people had cancer. But whenever you get it yourself and you go through the steps, it hits closer to home. It's more heart-wrenching. Now I just try to be there for new people that get it. I mean, I've got a lot of people that are younger than I have, and there's been a lot of people that I know older than I am too that have gotten it. I just try to be their support system, you know, tell them exactly what to expect when you're going through chemo. So different little tricks that I figured out when I was going through treatment, you can overcome it. I mean, it's not a death sentence. There's so many aggressive treatments out there now than what there was 30 years ago, 20 years ago. It just needs to take one day at a time. And if you're not comfortable with the person that you're seeing, seek a second opinion. If you don't like their answer, get another one. If you don't like their answer, get another one. It's your life that you're dealing with.
As the USBC Association is our national governing body, they support the Susan G. Komen Foundation. So we decided to go along with what they support, and we decided to run a Bowl for the Cure. We had it a few years ago, and the person that was in charge of it just quit. So we thought, as the Women's Bowling Association, that it would be our duty to, raise awareness, have an event, raise some money. We had to recognize the survivors that were here. One of the women actually just got finished with her last chemo treatment within the last month. She's still here to talk about it, and I think with an organization like Susan G. Komen, it's raised so much awareness about breast cancer, and it does affect so many women that us being a women's bowling association full of women, we have almost 400 women that bowl for us. There's going to be somebody in our association that's going to be affected. We've got, the items for sale, the raffles. We had businesses donate gift certificates, gift baskets, items, movie tickets, stuff like that. And it's just part of the whole fundraising part of it. We have, guess how many pieces of candy are in a pink cup. Guess how many teas are in the jar. It was all donated by local companies. So what we can do is people pay to win chances to try to guess at this stuff, and then of course that goes to the fundraising effort. All the proceeds will be going to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. They've been given money for breast cancer research, and of course they also do help out, like if women can't afford their mammograms or if they can't afford chemo treatments, they help cover the gap between what their insurance covers and what they don't. And then also like seeing the survivors when they came up and we presented them with their carnation. It was amazing just to know what these women have gone through. And this is also hopefully they feel that this is also a celebration for them, and that they fought the hard fight, and then they've won. Hopefully our money will be helping another woman someday.
The mission of the Humane Society of Southeast Missouri is to provide shelter and care for many homeless animals and advocate humane treatment to all animals.
Hi, I'm Kelly Goff. I'm the director of the Humane Society of Southeast Missouri, located here in Cape Girardeau. We have been serving this community and surrounding areas since 1978 when we incorporated. Currently, I can tell you that right now we take in just shy of 4,000 animals per year. In 2012, the exact number was 3,738, which actually translates to just over 10 animals per day that walk in our front door. Most people think of the Humane Society and they think, oh, they've got dogs and cats and puppies and kittens, and we absolutely certainly do have those types of animals, but we here also take in goats, chickens, guinea pigs, rabbits. We take in sort of a very broad spectrum of the types of pets that are finding themselves homeless and in need of our help.
This section here would be our dog runs. This is where the dogs live while they're in our care and our custody while we're trying to find them new homes. You can tell we've got inside runs. The nice thing about our facility is the dogs also have access to the outside. At any given time, we have anywhere from 20 to 60 dogs. Really just sort of depends on how many have come through, how many litters of puppies have come through. But I can tell you this lucky girl, for example, just moments ago was adopted. She's waiting to be spayed, and then she's going to go home. This section back here is not actually part of the shelter that the public is able to see. What this is our isolation or our ICU unit. We do house sick animals back here. Sometimes we house feral or somewhat dangerous cats. But one of the cool things we do back here is we also house our animals that are too small or too young to be adopted. This one, for example, this is Sunny. She's awesome and lovely, but she's only about 6 weeks old. So she needs to get a week or two older before we're able to find her forever home. But she's lovely. You can see we've also got a tiny little kitten here, and then we've got a litter of about 4-week-old puppies down here. But this is where we take care of them until they're old enough to find their homes. One of the things that we often do here is we do try to sort of help the pets put their best foot forward, and part of that is regular grooming. This here is Luna. She is a husky, and we're just trying to, she's kind of a mess, so we're just trying to get her clean so that a prospective adoptive family comes in and sees a nice smelling clean dog, and they're much, much more likely to adopt. So this area here is our cat room. You can see that we have individual stainless steel cages for the kitty cats. In this room we actually have 22 cages where we do house the about 2,000 cats and kittens that we get each and every year. This little girl's Dixie. She is looking for a home right now. She's about 9 weeks old and is ready to go home. So.
right, if you are interested in adopting a pet from the Humane Society, we would ask that you come visit us, come visit the pet. We want to make sure that it's a really good fit for everybody, so you definitely want to spend some time with the animal. For dogs, we do have play yards set up, so you can take them outside and spend some time outside with them. For kitty cats, we do have a cat room. You're welcome to take the cats out, sort of handle them, hang out with them, make sure that everybody falls in love and that it's going to be a good fit for both your lifestyle and your household. Then we have a quick adoption survey that we have you fill out. It's just one page. We're just, again, trying to make sure everything's a good fit. There are some adoption fees. All the animals do have to be spayed or neutered before they can go home. So generally, once the adoption is approved, it's going to be a day or two before you can actually take the pets home. But the nice thing is all of the pets, as they leave here, have been fully vaccinated. The dogs, if appropriate, have been tested for heartworm disease. Cats are tested for feline leukemia and FIV. Everyone's spayed or neutered, and they're also microchipped as well.
Southeast Missouri State University foreign exchange student from China recently visited the Yellowstone National Park. Hongjae Dai has always wanted to see this great landmark in the United States and captured these images for this story.
My name is Han Jie. I'm a transfer student from China. I've been heard that the Yellowstone National Park is a very fantastic place since I was in China. This fall break, I'm luckily had an opportunity to go to there. You could see clearly blue sky on your head and a straight road with no ending under your feet when I was driving from Salt Lake City to Yellowstone. Yellowstone River is a tributary of Missouri River, about 692 miles long in the western United States. The river and its tributaries drain a wide area stretching from the Rocky Mountains in the vicinity of the Yellowstone National Park across the mountains and high plains of southern Montana and northern Wyoming. The wildlife for Yellowstone National Park includes buffalo, black bears, and wolves, and so on. Then, I saw many different kinds of geysers in the Yellowstone, especially the famous Old Faith Geyser, West Thrum Geyser, and Norris Geyser Basin, and so forth. The workings of geysers, springs, and basins are very miraculous. The surface water seeps underground, is heated by a deep source of magma, and arises as superheated water. Geysers occur when underground constrictions increase the pressure of water until it finally erupts. Then the hot springs have no constrictions, so water rises, cools, and sinks. The small amount of water in fumaroles flashes into steam before it reaches the surface. And the mud pots are acidic features with limited water. In the world, New Zealand and Iceland are known for geysers. but nowhere are there as many as in Yellowstone. It means I just saw the specialist thing in the world. For me, it is the first and also the last chance I can see these kinds of places made by Earth. Before I went to Yellowstone, I had been to the Tibet and Sichuan in China. Tibet has the similar blue sky and many wild animals just like Yellowstone. Sichuan has the similar geysers and springs just like Yellowstone. But some places of Tibet and Sichuan were destroyed by people. I realized that the perfect environmental protection is the most important reason that we could see the whole beautiful Yellowstone now.
Hi, I'm Chris Burke, an actor who happens to have Down syndrome. Join me in watching some great stories about inspiring people with Down syndrome.
My name is Annie.
I'm a Salem Barlow.
I'm Margaret.
Serena.
Jay Elgo.
And this is my
great story.
This is my great story. You can watch at ndss.org/stories.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, and none of us know how to read and write code.
The first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
You're just trying to make something, trying to transfer something from your mind to the computer or to a tablet. It's an experience.
The whole limit in the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
The programmers of tomorrow are the wizards of the future. You know, you're going to look like you have magic powers compared to everybody else.
Great coders are today's rock stars. That's it.